I honestly think I am in need of this episode myself. Message 14 Self Care 101. Hey everyone, it's Desi from Unsend Voice Memos here, and today I'm going to dive into just self care and not necessarily just like doing like all the skincare and all that, but just like having those mental days and just like self care in general because like I feel like at this time of year, there's like just a lot of stuff happening, both like outside of school and then inside of school. Like at the moment, I am just going through a crazy like amount of tests and just like studying. Like I think today I've been on and off obviously, but I've started studying at like 10:30, and at the moment it's 6 on the dot. So I think I've maybe done at least like 4.5 hours already, and I still need to do like so much, but it feels like I've barely done anything. And I think just like the pressure of school is just like so much at the moment for me, but I can imagine it's like that for everyone, especially like the year 12s, because I know, well, at least in Australia, the year 12s are just going through their final exams. And then also for year 11, because in Australia, you only have 3 terms of year 11. So that's also like ending now. So just like all those tests and just having like pressure from school and just the constant need to actually do something can be so much. And I thought that's why now would be the time to do this episode because I have been thinking about doing this one for a while. So yeah, I'm just kind of going to get into it. So I've kind of actually sectioned my episode for once. I haven't done it in a while. So I'm kind of happy with myself when I planned this episode. So anyway, that's so off topic. But the first thing I'm going to be touching on is actually like the importance of self care and not just skincare. Like me personally, I don't do too much skincare. I mean, today I did put on a face mask, which I was very happy about because I rarely do that. But my skincare personally is not really extensive. It's just like lotion, washing my face. I don't really do much for skincare. I know other people my age do a lot. I'm speaking a bit fast. I just realized, so I'm going to slow down a bit. But yeah, so I'm not just talking about skincare, but also just like being able to do the things you love. Like I've talked about it probably quite a few times now. Like the thing I love to do is dance and actually choreograph. I haven't done choreographing in a hot minute, and I I think the last time I properly choreographed a dance would have been last year, and that was actually because of an assessment. But before that, I hadn't really choreographed a dance since year 7. So just in general, I haven't had time to do that, which is something I love to do. Uh Also this usually I actually love taking time to just sit down, do a podcast and all that, but I just haven't had too much time. Like usually I actually do I this is a bit of a secret, so if you're listening, don't tell anyone. But I usually try to do my episodes like a week or two in advance, but lately I have been doing them a couple days before they need to be released. And I'm honestly not proud of it, but it has its benefits because I feel like it is what I'm thinking about at the moment when I release them. But it also just makes me feel so much more rushed doing it, and I can't actually sit down and think about it properly because I'm just thinking about the next thing. Like even now I'm thinking about like what I'm going to do after this episode. So yeah, that's one thing, just not being able to have things like time for the things we love. And then just like part of self-care is not just about like enjoying yourself, enjoying life, but also just having that time for self reflection, because self care overall, I would like to say, is about nurturing yourself and just understand yourself better and just letting yourself relax and detox and just not being in a rush to do anything. I don't know why. I feel like my mic's acting up today. So sorry if my voice is going in and out. That might be my mic. That might be my voice. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like something's off today with my mic. So yeah, genuinely, just for me, the importance of self care is just to relax and just forget about the pressures of like high school, work, whatever. Just forget about that pressure for like a minute. Maybe like when I mean a minute, I do actually mean like a proper good like hour or two of just like sitting down, relaxing, journaling, whatever. And yeah, actually, while I'm here, I might actually just touch a bit on journaling because that's part of self reflection. I noticed a lot of people don't find the value in journaling, and for the longest time I did as well. Like, I honestly just never got into it. Like, I started in year 7 because I heard that it was good for me, but honestly, like, I barely touched it. Like, actually, in my journal here with me right now, I'm just getting it out from my desk. But I think like this journal I have, I still haven't finished it, but I started it in year 7, and they're quite short, like maybe like half a page to a quarter of a page, and these like A5 pages. And I would journal like once. Like, I'd journal for a bit, like a couple days in a month, and then I'd stop for a month, and then I'd get back into it, and something like that. So, like, it's really funny looking back on it now because they are so different. And before I used to write in pencil, and now I'm writing in pen. I still keep it pretty similar, but yeah, like, I didn't write too many from year 7 to year 9, I'd say. I want to say year 9. Maybe it's actually year 10. I'm kind of just flicking through. Yeah, so I kind of got up to 25. So I barely. Yeah. So I barely use my journal from like year 7 to year 10. And then this year, I've stopped journaling for a bit now because I haven't been making the time for myself. Or I've been procrastinating journaling. I really should be doing it more often. But I think journaling has helped me heal that way. Like, I did a lot of journaling at the beginning of the year, like from what? Actually, I need to check the dates because feel like I've missed some, but 18th, 19th. So from the 30th of January to like, I think it was like, I'm checking now. I'm not sure if you can hear, but I'm flipping through the pages. Like, roughly from 30th of January till 24th of February, I was journaling every single day. And honestly, I think it was my way. It was my way of reflecting, but it was also my way of healing and just understanding what was happening in the world because everything was so caught up in my head. So being able to write it down on paper and express it, especially for someone, I know quite a few people will have an issue, like go through this, but having trouble expressing themselves. So being able to journal has been a really nice way for me to express myself, and knowing that these thoughts won't end up anywhere. And honestly, the last time I journaled was probably the 18th. Like, I've got the date here, the 18th of June. So it has been around 2 months now. But yeah, it has really helped with healing. So, like, I'm trying to think. Like, the 26th of April, I was going through a time where I just really didn't know like, what place I was in a lot of things. And I knew I was being a bit moody and all that, but I didn't really know why, and I couldn't really find peace in anything. So after journaling what happened that day, and I found peace in that day, but journaling that day was really nice to me, and I felt really encouraged to do it. And then the next one ended up being on the 6th of May, and I think it was that day. I don't know if it was that day or like a couple days beforehand. Oh no, it was a couple days beforehand, but like a lot of stuff had happened during that week, and I could have journaled more that week, to be honest, because that week was really hectic. But I journaled in the middle of the week because it was Wednesday, and that day was like, I'm really not an emotional. Well, I'm an emotional person. Let's be real. I'm emotional, but I don't really like crying in front of people. I don't know why. I actually might touch on it in a late episode. Note to self. Anyway, so for that day, I really struggled, and I really wanted to share it, but I didn't have anyone to share it with. So for me, journaling was really nice and really cathartic. So yeah, I like, everyone says like self care is just about like getting your mood back up, but I think it's just also about reflecting on what's happened and being able to understand what has happened. So, yeah, I definitely do recommend journaling. I know I haven't done it in a hot minute, but it is really useful. It just takes some time to get into, but the thing is about journaling, it feels like it's such a task, but you don't even have to write about like your day. Like usually I just write about my day and that's how I reflect, but you can just write about how you're feeling in the moment, what you're worried about, anything. And it doesn't have to take so long. Like for me, journaling can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, depending on how long the actual entry is. But you don't need it to be long. You don't even need to be sentences. It can be pictures. Journal however you want. Like at the end of the day, it's just for you to gain clarity. And I think that helps free up space in our head. And yeah, that's why I really do love journaling because it frees up space in your head. It's just so nice. And I think that is one of the like root things of self care, being able to free up your head. So I think journaling is one of the best ways to do that. So talking about me not finding time to do journaling, that is like my next point. Like it is really hard to find time because like with high school, what? You're in high school 6 hours a day, and then you're doing like homework or whatever, ranging anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. So let's just say 3 hours. So that's 9 hours already gone from Monday to Friday. So that's 9 by 5, which is 45 hours gone. And then 8 hours sleeping 7 days a week. So that's 56 hours. And then 45 plus 56 is 101 hours already gone from just doing school and studying and sleeping, which coincidentally adds up to the number I chose today for self care. And there is actually no particular reason I did choose 101. I just really love that number 101. Not my like lucky number, but I really do love the number 101. So, yeah, the fact that we spent 101 hours just studying and sleeping. And in a week, I'm going to double check, but hang on. I'm doing the math now. There are 168 hours in a week. So, out of that 101 hours, we are technically not available and we don't have time to do anything except study and sleep, which sounds like a lot. So, when you have 57 hours left to do anything, and I haven't like factored in eating and whatnot, but let's just take out 5 hours from 57. So, let's just say 52 hours to do something for yourself. And then it really doesn't feel like a lot. Like, I'm definitely overcompensating with the 52 because then there's this time you hang out with your friends, transport. Like, I'm lucky I don't have like transport time like that much. Like, it'd probably be like under an hour total for a week. But I know people will have like an hour commuting every day, probably more. So that adds up. So at the end of the day, how much time do we have? And what can we actually do about it? Because, and I honestly do think it's really hard to find the time, but then there's the other side of things. What if we're thinking about it wrong? What if we are thinking about time as limited instead of thinking about it and our self care as limited because we have limited time? We're thinking about it like that. We're like, we can't do self care or whatever because my time's so limited. And I'm suggesting we flip that narrative where we put our self care into our time. So, yes, we have less time for free time, but we've put our self care time in that time. So, it's almost like we do get some free time in it. And it's so important because the thing is, like, time is a commodity. So, you can't like stretch or grow it or shrink it or whatever. Time is going to be time. It's just going to travel at its own pace. And there's nothing you can do about it. And when you're so limited on that commodity, you have to make the most of it. So let's just say you have 40 hours to do whatever you want. Instead of having 40 hours to do whatever you want, make that 38 and put 2 hours of self care into your timetable. And that's what I'm suggesting. Put it in your schedule, kind of like how we have with extracurriculars or like going to the gym. So for me, I've got dance in my schedule, and that doesn't change unless something has like rarely it will change. Like sometimes I will take time off, but it won't be like major. It'll be like just a week off kind of thing for whatever reason. So kind of treat our self care like that. So I've kind of used this analogy in my notes. So with the gym, my guess is most people go to the gym like 3 times a week. I know it's different for everyone. Like you could actually, I'm not even going to say most people go to the gym 3 times a week. You go to the gym whenever you want. And the gym helps us get stronger. And I like to say the gym heals your body. Like it heals, I don't know how to explain it, but like, because when you go to the gym, you tear your muscles and that's how you get stronger. So it kind of heals it. Anyway, it's a bit weird, but just hear me out for a second. And then self care heals the mind. And if your mind's not good, you can't actually do much. Like you feel so unmotivated that you don't go out with your friends. You struggle in school. You can't even go out to the gym. So I always say self care should take priority. And yeah, so I guess instead of saying, where is my time for self care, make it, when should I do my self care? Because it shouldn't be optional, it should be a priority and mandatory. And I'm kind of going to end on this self care like challenge. Like last time I did a challenge was for the bucket list, and I would love to hear down below what you guys have put on your bucket list or how much you have achieved on your bucket list already. It's just so great to hear from you guys. So yeah, anyways, so for your self-care, like just find your self-care moment this week. Like it could be whatever. Just find something that means something to you. Like for me, dancing or choreographing means something to me, whereas I don't know, sunbaking or tanning doesn't mean as much to me, or going to the beach, especially in this weather. I really don't want to go to the beach and it won't mean much to me and won't help me detox. But reading, dancing, whatever, that will do something for me. And I'll post mine on my Instagram. So if you want to see it, I do suggest you follow at Unsent Voice Memos podcast on Instagram, because I am most likely not doing it as a post, but rather on my story. So if you follow me, you know I'll post it because you've only got 24 hours to see it. So yeah, if you want to see my like little clips I have of just my life throughout the week, the year, whatever, make sure to follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to also follow me on Spotify and YouTube and leave your comments. They mean so much to me. I really do love reading them. Even if I don't respond to them, just know I am always reading them and I do love hearing from you guys. And yeah, actually one more thing before I forget. I do want to hear from you in Spotify. I'll put a poll. If YouTube, if you could just comment, that would be great. Do you guys prefer like longer episodes or shorter episodes? Because today has been a tiny bit of a longer episode, but I know sometimes shorter episodes are just easier to consume. So I would like to get your feedback on that. And yeah, don't forget, trying to get a goal of 100 followers on Spotify. So don't forget to follow me, even though I've already said that. And I will see you guys next week for next week's episode. Honestly, throughout that, I started to enjoy myself for a bit and not worry about anything else. Message 14 concluded.